APMvideo.com is on the air, and today we're coming to you from Indian School Complex in South Scottsdale. It's the Waikiki Beach Boys and the Albuquerque Pirates in the father and son Cactus Division. And I'm Jeff Lowry with APN Video Sports. A beautiful night for baseball. Waikiki comes in here with a record of 2 wins and no losses. They're one of the favorites to win this Cactus Division. You get a look at some of the mainstays for Gary Firestone's team, and we're going to be set for action here in just a couple of minutes. A lot of talent on both sides. Albuquerque hoping to get on the win column here. It'll be Andres Duran for the Pirates, Trace Wheeler for the team in green and gold. And we'll be back with the play-by-play in a moment. Gary, tell us how you got started in this game. What was it that, because I know you love this game, you've been playing for so long.
I'm 74 years old. When I was 4 years old, I played something called Muni Ball. That was pre-Little League because we didn't have T-ball when I was a kid. They hadn't invented it yet. Then at 5 years old, I went to Little League. My dad was the coach. Played that till I was 12, went to Pony League. From there, went to high school. From there, went to college. Had a small shot with the pros, tried out with the New York Yankees. And when Steve Siegler invented this league in '88, I heard about it, and I've been here every year since 1988. So I coached my son in Little League and Pony League. He went to a private high school which didn't have a baseball team, so that was kind of the end of his playing. And I think for him, it was the opportunity to be on the field with me. And as you remember, I even brought my 2 daughters one year. But I had about 10 years of playing with my dad, who was a hell of a ball player, his grandfather. And that was really special to me, too. So, you know, it's something you can bring the family into. I can't believe how long I've lasted. I've played baseball every year for 70 years. That's crazy, but that's what
it is crazy.
It is crazy. That's what I've done.
You still get a thrill coming out here?
Yeah. I never playing every Sunday. I mean, it's just something I look forward to, and it's great exercise. A lot of these guys have been with me for 20 and 30 years, so built up great friendships with them, and it's, you know, only one that doesn't like it is my wife. Can I say? Right?
Yeah.
She comes to watch him, not me.
This is hot.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, and I think you do great videos, and they go all the way back to those, what do you call those things with the hole in them, the round
all the DVDs.
It's DVDs, yeah.
VHS.
I thought we were talking about floppy disks.
Might even have an 8-track way back when we said
I think so. I think it was VHS.
Yeah, so,
the VHS when started?
Yeah.
In the beginning, yep.
And so I look forward to it every year. You know, I'll be here next week for 60 and over.
Okay, we're set to go here from Indian School Complex in Scottsdale, Arizona. Waikiki will be going up against the right-hander Andres Duran for the Albuquerque Pirates. Hard-hitting Trey Jackson will start things off. And we're ready for the first pitch, and here it is, and it bounces up there. Ball 1, strike nothing, and this game is underway. Trey, 38 years old, the son of Wayne Jackson. And he pops it up where the pitcher is calling for it, and he will make the catch for out number 1. So 1 batter up, faces 2 pitches, and you get a close-up look at the talented center fielder for this club, Anthony Mealy. Bob Mealy is the Chuck Tanner for the Pirates today. He's the manager, longtime Albuquerque Pirate manager, as Flores comes to the plate for the first time. We're in the top of the first inning. 1 batter up, 1 batter down. Dan Flores, who is the son of, I'm assuming, Bobby Flores. Of course, Jorge's out here too, and well represented the Flores family. That one bounced up there and almost got a piece of Dan Flores. On deck is Francisco Marquez. No score, top of the first inning, and the pitch is in the dirt again. And again, that ball almost nicked his foot or the ankle. Duran delivers, and a foul ball out of play, and that should even the count at 2-2. Well, it's a beautiful night for baseball. We've had, kind of high temperatures in the last couple of days after, the last weekend. It got kind of cold last Friday night, but on this Thursday, October 24th, very pleasant. And here's a long drive way out in the center field, and the center fielder cannot make a play on it, and he'll get it in quickly, but not before a two-base hit by Dan Flores, and he is aboard in scoring position for Waikiki. Well, that doesn't happen very often when we're out here in our center field location. I thought I'd just go ahead and not edit that out just to see what I have to contend with out here. But anyway, here's Francisco Marquez with Escalante on deck. Andres Duran, starting pitcher today for the Pirates of Albuquerque, and Bob Mealy. He had a very good cut at that one and just got a tip of the ball, fouled it straight back. Runner at second with one out. We're in the top of the first. Waikiki Beach Boys and the Albuquerque Pirates in the father and son Cactus 2024 Msbl World Series. And just from a quick observation of Duran, he has had a little command issues on that high fastball. And didn't miss by much, and now the count runs full as you get a look at the runner at second and Dan Flores. Francisco Marquez at the plate. And he rips one out into the gap, and that's going to be a base hit. Here's the center fielder up with the ball, throwing home. That ball's going to be cut off. It's an RBI single for Marquez. And just like that, Waikiki jumps out in front with their second hit here in the top of the first inning and lead it 1-0. Now Marcelino Escalante Jr. batting in the cleanup spot for the manager of the Waikiki Beach Boys, who we had on our pregame, Gary Firestone. Here's a high fly ball hit way back into left field. This ball is not going to be caught. It's over the head of the left fielder, and here comes the runner home, and he will score, and the Beach Boys lead it by a score of 2-0 here in the top of the first inning. Heath Hayes had a beat on it, but at the last instant he took a slap at it, and it just went right over the glove of the right-handed throwing left fielder. So a runner at second, still only one out, and Javon Torres Jr. "19 years young." Saw him down there taking some swings in the batting cage before the game. Jason Torres, his father, the 46-year-old, but the 19-year-old son digging in against a tough right-hander, Andres Duran, who has given up 3 straight hits. And now has issued a walk, so the command issues continue as Duran, many of the times we've seen, 3 high fastballs. He's trying to get it in that upper right corner of the strike zone, and he's missed badly. Comes back and offers a breaking ball to Frank Medrano Jr. Actually, I think this is Frank Sr. There's that fastball again. He just cannot, find that area. You want to put that one like at the top of the 17 or at the bottom of that Beach Boys lettering on the jersey. That looks like a good pitch and a called strike. I tell you, when a pitcher can dot that kind of a strike, he's going to be tough. Here's a blast into left field, and it's going to drop in for a base hit. Another run is in, and runners will be at first and second. 3 runs have come across. It's an RBI hit for Frank, and just like that, it is 3-0 in favor of the Waikiki Beach Boys. Now Medrano's son coming to the plate, and this is Mario. So Mario Medrano batting for the first time, top of the first. The last 5 batters for Gary Firestone have reached double, single RBI, a double, a walk, and an RBI single by Frank Medrano. 3 RBI hits in the inning. And Andres Duran, the starting pitcher for the Buccos, starting to get that pitch count in an area he just does not want to be. This is going to be his 23rd pitch in the inning, and there's still only 1 out, first and second occupied. On a beautiful night for baseball at Indian School Park in Scottsdale, Arizona. Temperatures in the low 80s to start this game. And this one hit up the middle. The second baseman, who's got it, and they're going to say out at second. Now, I think that was a blown call. I mean, there was no control of it. Almost would like to see that on the replay. That'll go as a fielder's choice. So the runner is out at second. Runners are at first and third. 3 runs in with 2 out. And here's Marcos Perez. Marcos, 44 years young. Brought out his 2 sons, Adrian and Nathan. 15. Nathan is 15, and Adrian's 24 years of age. Here's a ground ball down to third, gobbled up there. Nice play to the second baseman by J.P., and that'll retire the side. That goes 5-4, but 3 runs come across, and a good start on this beautiful evening in Scottsdale. The Beach Boys lead the Pirates 3-0. And on the mound for the Pirates, and certainly a very crafty right-hander who loves to go deep into the games, and talking about 64 years young, Trace Wheeler. He'll be going up against the speedster. It'll be Sebastian J. and Heath. Sebastian will play probably quite a bit of center field throughout this 2024 Msbl World Series. And you got to keep him off the base paths, and Wheeler just threw him ball 4. So maybe the fastest player on the field is aboard with a walk, and that'll bring up J.P. Jay Pierce. With Collazo out at first base with a leadoff walk. Well, one way to kind of get under the skin of your manager is your team posts 3 runs in the top of the first and you walk the first guy. Of course, Collazo at first base taking off here, and not a bad throw, even though he got a great jump, and he is in with a stolen base. And the Pirates have potentially their first run of the game out at second base in scoring position. Pierce to be followed by Heath Hayes, the left fielder. Well, that ball skips away, and here's a look at Tracy. Again, this is a guy that Gary Firestone's hoping maybe to get as far as the 6th or 7th inning in this game, and hopefully 6 strong innings minimal. Pierce up there with a runner at second base. And the pitch. And that one looked like it was right off the end of the bat as he fouls it off. A couple of strikes on the hitter. Starting third baseman for the Albuquerque Pirates. Now the pitch. Boy, that looked awfully good from out here. Waikiki got 3 runs in the top of the first. They lead 3-0 with the Pirates up there. And that's inside, and he's walked the first 2 that he has reached, or that he has faced. So first and second occupied. Hayes will be the batter, the starting left fielder for the Buccos. First and second occupied, nobody out. That's a strike, and it's 0-1. The nice thing about playing here in these summer conditions that we've had here in the Phoenix area, once that sun goes down, these fields are several feet below the road out here, as this one is lined into right center field, base hit, and the Buccos are on the board for the first time. That makes it 3-1. Here's the throw to third, and they're going to rule him safe. So runners are at first and third. RBI single for Hayes. And now the cleanup hitter is Shane Goswick. But I would say that, you know, we're at 81 degrees, but it feels a lot cooler as that first pitch is swung on and missed. And it's 0-1 on the cleanup hitter for the Pirates. 1 ball, 1 strike. I'd say it's probably 3 or 4 degrees cooler down here. That one stays upstairs. 2 balls, 1 strike on Goswich. Cubano is on deck, and that is a strike, and it's 2 balls, 2 strikes. That was a quality pitch that time by Wheeler. First and third, still nobody out here in the first inning. And that one's lifted out of play to the right side. And now another 2-strike pitch, and that one's hammered down the line, and that's a foul ball. Wheeler would love to get a strikeout here. Got good wheels at the plate. Might be tough to turn the double play, and he hit him. So 3 free passes here in the first. And much like his counterpart, starting pitcher Andre Duran for the Pirates, Trace Wheeler's pitch count is into the 20s. These are estimates. If I give a pitch count, they're a bit of an estimate. I keep track, but I know I'm missing a few here and there, so don't go back and count them and hold me to it. So now Cubano. This is Nelson Cubano Jr. Pirates have the bases loaded. A run is in. They trail by 2 here in the bottom of the first inning. Boy, it's been a long first inning so far for both these teams. Pierce at third, Hayes at second. Goswich is at first base for the Pirates. And Goswich at first base represents the go-ahead run for the Pirates. 3-1 Waikiki with the Pirates at the plate here in the bottom half of the first inning. A little cat and mouse game between hitter and pitcher. Wheeler winds, kicks, and delivers, and it is low, ball 4. 4 free passes in the inning, 3 walks. That's an RBI for Nelson Cubano Jr., and it's now 3-2.
Texas.
The batter now is going to be Brandon Goswich, who I believe said he is from the great state of Texas. Bases loaded, 2 runs in, and that's a strike. 1-1 on Brandon Goswich. And he skies one to center field. This is going to be playable, and a nice long-running catch by Marquez. The throw will come into the cutoff man. That'll be a sacrifice fly, RBI, and all of a sudden, we are tied at 3 apiece. So Brandon comes through in the clutch here. Runners are at first and third for Damian, batting for the first time, Damian Duran. Check of the runner, and Cubano at first base, runners at first and third. And there he goes, and that's going to be an easy stolen base. So he has a walk, an RBI, walked in a run, and then has stolen second. Runners are at second and third with Shane Goswich at third. And he represents the go-ahead run, and that one just a bit too high. Pitch count into the low 30s right now for Wheeler. Most pitchers want to be in the low teens on an average. That's a big cut, and feeling the breeze out here in center field. The wind, the kick, the pitch. Well, I mean, if you go 7, let's say the average guy can go 7 innings or 6. Probably in the majors, it's more like 5 1/3 is probably the average, or 5 2/3. As this one slapped to the shortstop, he's coming home. And they're going to have a little rundown between third base and home, and they make the tag, and that play goes 6-2, 5-2. And good base running by Damian. So they get the lead runner. Runners are second and third for Larry. Larry Goswich. Goswick. Bottom half of the first inning. And a ball lifted out into center field, and that ball is going to be caught, and the side is retired. But they get 3 runs to tie it up. We head to the second. Jeff Lowry with you from Indian School Park in Scottsdale, Arizona. 3-3 tie, second time up for the Waikiki Beach Boys. First up is going to be Nathan Perez, then Bobby Flores and Clay Firestone. I've known Gary Firestone for some 25 years now, and I had no idea that he started playing pre-Little League at age 4, and he's 74 now. I don't know if I've ever met anybody who's been playing, somewhat organized baseball for 70 years. I mean, I don't know if there's many human beings on the planet that can boast that they have been a part of a baseball organization and played for 70 years. And that's high ball 4, so Nathan is aboard for Bobby Flores. So Bobby Flores coming up for the first time. We're in a 3-3 tie in the top of the second inning in the Msbl World Series on APN Sports. Squares the bunt, and he takes. The runner stays put, ball 1. Well, you got tremendous speed at first base, or at least his legs are younger than most of the players out here, right? And the runner goes, and the catcher could not handle the pitch, and it's 2 balls and no strikes and a stolen base. So Nathan is in scoring position, representing the go-ahead run for the Pirates. Keeping a close eye on him. The 2-0 pitch is slapped to the right side. This could be an infield hit, and the throw to first is just in time. But that's a sacrifice that will go 1-3. So a quality at bat for Bobby Flores, and now Clay Firestone with a runner at third and less than 2 outs. This is a situation where the Pirates will probably give up a run for an out. You'd like to see Clay maybe go opposite field here and keep the ball out of the air unless he hits it deep enough to drive in the run. 1 ball, no strikes to him. Setting up high in the strike zone. That was a little high, but it's called a strike. I will say this. The last 2 or 3 games that Clay has been on APN, the umpire has the widest strike zone for him. He never gets a break. And a swing and a miss. I think he called that first one a strike that looked like a ball, and he goes down swinging. So there's 2 down, and now Father Gary Firestone, the manager of the Beach Boys, will dig in, left-handed hitter. Gary told me not too many years ago, I think he was still, maybe it's 69 years old, that he hit one, he thought it went about 420 feet at a high school in California at age 69. I mean, he's got Reggie Jackson power at age 69 if he's hitting them that far. Duran in his second inning of work, and that one is high and tight, 2-0 on Gary Firestone. He is the final hitter in the lineup, the number 12 hitter for the Beach Boys. And he's ahead in the count at 3 balls and no strikes unless he, he's got that slow strike call. And from our vantage point, he apparently called the first one a strike, which looked like a ball. And it's 3 balls and 1 strike. Let's see if Duran can come back. And a swing and a miss. Now the payoff pitch, 3-2. And struck him out swinging. Back-to-back Ks for Duran. His first 2 strikeouts in the game. And Waikiki is scoreless in the top of the second. We go to the home half. Albuquerque coming up, 3-3 tie. All right, here's Trace Whaler going back to work. And the first pitch is low for ball 1. Cubano, ground ball right side, and that ball is going to be gobbled up by the second baseman. And, well, the first baseman committed to getting the ball. And that'll be a fielder's choice. No base hit. And I'll bring up Johnny Chavez. Chavez takes inside, ball 1. Well, it was a nice job by Bobby Flores at second base getting to the ball. He made a nice attempt at the throw. He made a nice throw for the first baseman who found himself kind of out there in no man's land. You know, that's one of the things about being a first baseman. Your first priority probably is the ground ball. I mean, if it's hit right at you, but if it's one of those in-between ground balls, you know, you have to get to the bag, and it happens, and it happens to the best of them. Ground ball third. Gobbled up there, and the long throw across in plenty of time. And that is out number 1 here. Frank Medrano with a nice play at third. So that goes 5-3. Runner at second base with 1 out. First time up for Liam. He is the 11th place hitter, and then manager Bob Mealy is on deck. 1 out, runner at third base. Or check that, second base. There's a snap throw, and they got him. He is out from here to there, and that is going to go down as a caught stealing and a fine defensive play by the Waikiki catcher. And this one is hit hard, but right at the shortstop. He fields, he throws, and Flores has the assist. The final out of the second inning. We head to the third. We're tied at 3. This is the 2024 MSBL World Series. All right, heading now to the top of the third inning. A good one. 3-3 tie here in this father-son Cactus division. Beach Boys come to the plate with Trey Jackson, who popped up to the pitcher back in the 3-run first inning for the Gary Firestones. He'll be followed by Dan Flores and Francisco Marquez. Top of the third, 3-3. And that is ball 4. So the walk issued, the third of the evening, by starting pitcher Andres Duran. Now the hard-hitting Dan Flores. He had a double and a run scored back in the first. Top of the third, 3-3 tie. He squares the bunt. Runner goes. It's taken for a ball. Throw down and out. Out at second base on a bang play and a good throw by the catcher of the Pirates. And just like that, one down. Good cut of the pitch right down the middle. I'll tell you don't get too many of those in an at bat, and that is strike 2 called. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Dan Flores. He sends one into the air, right field, and coming in and making it look pretty easy is the right fielder Liam Pierce for out number 2. So a walk, a caught stealing. And now Marquez, who had an RBI hit back in the first inning. 2 down. And that one is fouled off. I think it might have got a piece of it. Well, I'm not sure what part. He was shaking his hand as if he got hit in the hand, but the hand's part of the bat, and that's going to be a hit batsman. So that'll put a runner at first base with 2 out, representing the go-ahead run, and now Marcelino Escalante Jr. And he wallops one into the outfield for a base hit. Picked up by the center fielder in left center field, and runners will be at first and third. So a 2-for-2 night so far for Marcelino Escalante. And now the batter is Javon Torres. Actually, it is not. Let's see. Now these... Well, it is Javon Torres. Yep. Okay. So Torres up there. He had a base on balls back in the first inning. That helped lead to the 3 runs the Waikiki Beach Boys scored. And there's the runner to second base. They've already thrown out a runner, and this is a double steal. And the lead runner scores the go-ahead run here for Waikiki. So a double steal working to perfection. And Waikiki leads it by a score of 4-3, their second lead of the contest. Third inning of work for the starter and right-hander Andres Duran. Walks have haunted both pitchers in this game, and that is walk number 4 for Duran. So runners are at first and second. Quick meeting of the minds. The head coach or manager, Bob Mealy. Over here. And now Escalante batting for the first time. I think everybody from here on down to the 12th position in the lineup is hitting AB, meaning a shared position in the lineup. So Escalante up there, senior. He's been playing alongside, I believe he's been playing alongside Gary Firestone, I mean, at least 20, 25 years, I would say. I think he was here in those early days. I could be wrong, but he's been with Gary for a long time with the Beach Boys. And probably the Agua Dulce Reds. That was their team for a long time. 5 walks. And now the batter is going to be, as you see, the base runner at first base. I just want to double check and make sure I got the right hitter. And it looks like this is another Escalante. But I don't see a 16. I've only got 2 Escalantes, and I believe we got 3 out there. Unless they changed his. Well, this is not senior who's wearing the 36. This is 16. Actually, I think this is David. Yeah, number 16, I believe, is David. And a swing and a miss, and he goes down on strikes to retire the side. They get a run. They leave 2, they leave 3, and at the end of 2.5, it's 4-3 Waikiki. All right, we go now to the bottom half of inning number 3. Bob Mealy will start it off. He'll be followed by Sebastian Collazo and Jay Pierre. First time up for the manager of the Pirates. A close-up look at him. If we get in that close, things start to blur a little bit. We start getting into a digital zoom because our camera is so far away. So let's see if Bob can get on base, represent the tying run here for the Pirates, and that's exactly what he did. So that's ball 4. That's the 4th walk by Trace. He's also hit a batter. So both pitchers have issued 5 free passes. I call them a free pass, whether it's a hit by pitch or a walk. And we go back to the top of the order, the very speedy Sebastian Collazo. He walked and scored in the first, and he was trying to put that one, I believe, in northern Arizona. He had a healthy swing at that one. Marquez patrolling center field. This one is out of play. To the left side, Wheeler against Collazo here in the bottom half of inning number 3. Waikiki in the field in those Oakland A's-like uniforms, leading 4-3 here on APN Sports. Popped him up, but it's going to be out of play. No one's going to get to this one. Both teams scoring 3 times in the first. And Waikiki scoring in the top of this 3rd inning on a double steal that scored Marquez. That's a wave and a miss. And down he goes on strikes. A good pitch right there. And the first strikeout of the day for Trace. 2 down in the inning, and the second place hitter in the batting order is Jay Pierce. Takes a strike on the outside corner. Well, our home plate umpire has a very deliberate strike call. He pauses for a couple of seconds. That might be, he just wants to make sure, think about it for a second. That's high, 1-1. Pierce walked and scored in a 3-run first for Albuquerque. Runner goes. 2 balls, 1 strike, throw down, and it was too late. So the courtesy runner is in with a stolen base. Jaime Collazo And a swing and a miss, and it's 2-2. Almost looked like he was trying to pull that outside fastball. Now the 2-2. And the Pirate third sacker takes outside, full count. The two pitchers have given up 5 free passes. We've had 10 walks in this game, and there's another one. So 11 free passes. One reason why both pitchers' pitch count is high, and one reason why we're not that far into this game this late in the game, if that makes sense. And the batter is now Heath Hayes, the left fielder. There's Gary Firestone. He's been playing for 70 years. I'm tired just thinking about it. We're in the home half of the third inning. Waikiki with a 4-3 lead, but the tying run is at third base. And the pitch, too low. Hit in the air, center field, coming on, making a nice running catch, Marquez. He will throw to the plate and hold the tying run at bay at third. Excellent defensive play by Francisco in center field. So there is now 2 down here in the inning. Shane Goswick at the plate. Third inning of work for Trace Wheeler. First and third occupied. 2 out here in the third. Lifted in the air, and this ball will be a base hit. That is a fair ball, and that's going to bring in the tying run. So a bloop single. RBI for Shane Goswick. And here in the home half of the fourth inning, we are tied at 4 runs apiece. Home half of the third, I should say. And runners are at first and third. And Cubano, ground ball short. They'll go the short route to get the fielder's choice, and that'll end the inning. But they get a run to tie things up, and we are heading now to the top of the fourth inning from Indian School Park in beautiful Scottsdale, Arizona, on a beautiful night for baseball. And we got a new pitcher in for the Buccos, and Andres Duran went 3 innings. New pitcher will be Nelson Cabano Jr. Well, let's see what the Waikiki Beach Boys can do here as they come to the plate here in the top of the fourth inning. And this is Beniquez. Emilio Beniquez, if I'm reading Gary's and his handwriting okay. That's a nice play there by Nelson on a short run. He had to get that short pop-up, and there's 1 down. All right, and the 9B spot is Fenror, Fenror, Fenror. Okay, Fenror. And he had a healthy cut at that one. I don't see him on the roster, so our apologies for not having his first name. And he goes down on strikes, and there's 2 down here in the inning. Well, each of the half innings through the first 3 have been, really long innings. Here's Ponra, and Ponra takes ball 1. And I don't have a Ponra on the roster either, so again, our apologies. Or is this Para? I think, no, it says Ponra. This is Luis Para. Okay, I figured it out. Luis batting for the first time. He is in the 10B position. 55 years young. And a big cut and a miss, 2 out. And Luis Parra at the plate. And the pitch. And he grounds one towards the shortstop, cut off by the third baseman. He's up, he throws, he got him. And our first 1-2-3 inning of the day. We go to the home half of the 4th inning from Indian School Park. This used to be the San Francisco Giants spring training facility. As we go to the home half of the 4th inning, and a swing and a cut, big swing that time by Texas native Brandon Goswick. A 4-4 tie as we play here in the home half of inning number 4. In the air, and will this stay in play? And it's out of play. 2 strikes on Brandon, 5th place hitter. Well, you can see the strategy of Trace. Away, even further away, comes back in and gets the benefit of the called strike, I believe. That's inside ball 4. I think he called that last pitch a ball. It was really hard to tell. He raised his hand, but he was calling for the 2 foul balls that were hit out of play. So pitch didn't count. Well, they're bringing him back. They're bringing him back. So maybe he did call that one a strike. In the air to center field. Should be a routine catch for this guy, Marquez, and he's there. And there's one down here in the home half of the 4th inning, and Damian Duran is coming up. Bottom of the 4th inning. 1 out, a fly out to center field by Brandon Goswick. Damian Duran 0 for 1, hit into a fielder's choice back in that 3-run first when Albuquerque tied the score at 3-3. We've had 1 lead change and a tie and a comebacker. Nice play by Trace Wheeler. He'll throw him out at first base, and there's 2 down. So a nice defensive play by the senior right-handed veteran pitcher. And now the batter is going to be Larry Goswick, who flied to center field back in the 1st inning. A 4-4 tie, bottom half of inning number 4. That's too high. That might be a 2-seamer. Had a lot of movement, especially late. That pitch looked a lot outside. Hard to tell from this vantage point. Ground ball, shortstop. And this play will be made by Flores, and that'll retire the side. 3 up, 3 down. We're heading to the 5th inning from Indian School Park. We're in a 4-4 tie. This is the 2024 Men's Senior Baseball League's World Series. Well, the 3rd pitcher now employed by Bob Mealy of the Pirates. And this is going to be Damian Duran. So the 2nd Duran to pitch in this game. So Damian Duran, the southpawer, and he will be going up against Clay Firestone, who struck out his first time up. Duran against Firestone as we go to the top of the 5th inning. Well, it'd be nice to see Clay get on base here. He runs well. Can wreak some havoc on those base paths.
New pitcher's son, Damian Duran.
Yep, Damian Duran back in there. On the pitcher's mound, crafty left-hander. Kind of like his delivery. He seems very consistent with the delivery, and he comes with you with a very compact delivery, and he hides that ball right up to the end, and that's going to be strike 3 called, and there's 1 down. So Gary Firestone digs in. He was a strikeout victim back in the 2nd inning, and he takes high ball 1. And a lefty-lefty, that pitch way over the head of the hitter and the catcher and the umpire, and it's 2 balls and no strikes. You got the feeling maybe that Damian's just overthrowing, and now it's 3 balls and no strikes. And low ball 4, and Gary Firestone has worked a 4-pitch walk. 74 years young, going up against someone at least half his age. And we go back to the top of the order in Trey Jackson. He has popped up to the pitcher and walked. That's low for ball 1. This is a guy who can hit the ball pretty hard. In that leadoff position for the Waikiki Beach Boys in the father and son Cactus Division. And that ball got him, and he got him where the sun don't shine. So he heads down to first base. Runners are at first and second. I think Flores went in for a courtesy run, and the throw down, I don't think he made the tag, and they're going to call him out. That's the second caught stealing of the day. And the future Hall of Famer Cedric Watson out there arguing that call. And that's a problem, honestly, when you have just 2 umpires. I mean, from our vantage point, we kind of zoomed in there with our APN Sports camera. That's ball 4. So Jackson gets hit by a pitch. There's a walk. That is 7 free passes by Pirate pitching. That's the 13th free pass of the game if you count both sides. Trying to break a 4-4 tie, and now the cleanup hitter and center fielder Francisco Marquez. Marquez had an RBI single. He's been hit by a pitch, and he has scored 2 of the 4 runs. 4-4 tie here in the top of the 5th inning. Damian Duran on the mound against Marquez, the pitch. And that'll be out of play. And a ball hit out into right field. This ball's going to drop in for a base hit. And the throw comes in to second base, and 2 runs are going to score. So Marquez comes through again. That's going to be a 2-run double as he makes it to second. Flores and Jackson score ahead of him, and it's a 2-run lead. 6-4, Waikiki. Escalante up there, and the runner will move up 90 feet to third. Well, Marquez has had a big game here. He's 2 for 2. 3 RBIs, 2 RBI at bats. He's been hit by a pitch. He scored twice. Father-son Cactus League game here. This one pops away from the catcher, but the runner's coming, and he is going to be ruled out. Well, it's too hard to see where home plate is, but the tag was made, and the 3rd time that the Waikiki Beach Boys have been caught stealing. But they get 2 in the top of the 5th. We go to the home half of the 5th inning, led by Gary Firestone. The Beach Boys lead the Buccos 6-4. First pitch, line drive, Escalante makes the 2-handed grab. Nice job, 1 down. First pitch, 1 out. Hang a star next to that one. Johnny Chavez bounced out 5-3, but let's see. No, this is going to be it looks like they're sharing that 10 spot. And this is going to be Nelson Cabano, the senior. One ball and no strikes. That's a swing and a foul out of play. 1-1. Unless he called that first one. This umpire, I wish he would, I don't know. I'd kind of prefer that he, shows you that fist, and that's 1-2. And part of the problem, the catcher is blocking his call a couple of times. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and the pitch is swung on and missed. So a strikeout. And we have a new pitcher.
Number 1.
Mario Ramos Jr. Liam batting for the second time. He is 0 for 1, a ground out to short. So Trace goes 4 innings. And is all 4 earned runs. So Mario Ramos Jr., 22 years young, and he delivers a strike 3 called at the knees, retires aside, and we are heading to the 6th inning. Waikiki leads 6-4 on apmvideo.com. Well, the Pirates, looks like they may be going to a bullpen situation where they're going to throw one guy at a time. And now the center fielder, now pitcher, Sebastian Collazo. Dad, Jamie Collazo. I don't think it's Jaime. It could be. It could be. Escalante, and he rips one out into left field down the line, and that is a base hit. StatCast, powered by Google, evil Google, and they're telling me that that ball traveled off the bat at 105 miles per hour. So he got all of that one. That is his 3rd hit in 3 tries. It goes for a single. And now the batter is going to be Javon Torres. He's walked both times he's been to the plate. Waikiki bats here in the top of the 6th inning, leading by 2. Jeff Lowry coming to you from Indian School Park. We're in Scottsdale, kind of, I would say, South Scottsdale, Arizona. Coronado High School just around the corner. One of our camera guys is from there. Torres has walked both times he's been to the plate, going up against the left-hander. Sebastian Collazo. Yeah, his dad is, I'm pretty sure that's close. Jamie Collazo. That's a nice Italian name. Sounds like a baseball player, doesn't it? The pitch. Tardy on the fastball. Yeah, when these young kids come in, the 18, 19, 20, 22-year-olds, the velocity seems to go up. And don't take me wrong, I'm not making fun of anybody, but I threw a ball back to somebody the other day, and I do have a pinched nerve in my throwing arm, and I'm telling you, it hurt. Fly ball, right field, it's a foul ball. I'll tell you, this is a really good battle right here. Torres at the plate, and he skies one out into left field, and it is going to be dropped by the left fielder. He'll quickly get it to second. It was a close play. And that'll be an error on the left fielder, and 2 are on with nobody out here in the top of the 6th inning for Waikiki. Medrano, an RBI single and a walk and 2 tries at the plate here tonight in Indian School Park. Oh, years ago, I used to come over here and watch the San Francisco Giants, go through their drills. They didn't play games. Well, they played games here, but they didn't play any spring training games here. They have beautiful Scottsdale Stadium, which, I'm disappointed the Msbl doesn't use that stadium anymore. I think it's one of the great stadiums in town, and you almost forget about it over here with the new stadiums of Salt River and Sloan Park for the Cubs. Popped him up, and the pitcher is going to call for it and take matters into his own hands, and that is a very big first out. You have first and second with nobody out, and you get a free out there, and now the next hitter swings and misses at the first offering, and this is Mario Medrano. Sebastian Collazo on the mound. He kicks, he delivers, and it's a swing and a miss. Tough time laying off. That breaking pitch comes in, and it's about thigh high when it's released, and then the next thing you know, you're swinging over the top of the baseball, and it's down at your ankles or in the dirt. Here's a smash into left field, and that's going to be a base hit. Here comes a runner around third, and he will score. Quick throw to second, not in time. It's an RBI single for Medrano. And the lead is up to 3. It's 7-4 Waikiki.
2.
I don't know if these guys skipped someone in the lineup. Nonetheless, this is Nathan Perez, who drew a walk his first time up. Tried to check his swing. They're going to appeal, and he did not go. That will even the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. Coming to you from Indian School Park. We're in South Scottsdale on a beautiful night for our national pastime. A big cut and a miss, and it's 1-2 on Nathan Perez. Sebastian Collazo. He's given up a run here in the inning. And as of right now, that would be an unearned run. And that's going to be strike 3, and that'll retire the side. So he goes down on a called third strike, but Waikiki gets a run. And here's a first pitch in the bottom half of the 6th inning, and a bang-bang play on a nice play by Dan Flores, and a nice scoop at first base. There's one down here in the inning. So Mealy, the manager of the Albuquerque Pirates, leading off the home half of the 6th inning and grounding out the shortstop. And now Sebastian Collazo batting for the 3rd time in this game. He pops it up, the pitcher, right along the third base line. He'll haul it in for out number 2. Now Jay Pierre, who has walked twice.
Number 9.
Andres Duran is going to bat here. He was the starting pitcher today for the Pirates. That's out of play. Next inning is going to be our much anticipated and award-winning trivia question inning. So get your LA Dodger thinking cap on. We'll see how much you know about the Dodgers. That is strike 3 called on the inside corner, and the side is retired. And we're heading to the 7th. It's 7-4 Waikiki on APN's coverage of the 24 MSBL World Series. All right, we go to the top of the 7th inning, and Waikiki back at the plate. Bobby Flores batting for the second time, had a sacrifice bunt back in the 2nd inning. His team leads at 7-4. Waikiki coming out in the green and yellow, much like the Oakland A's.
E5. E5.
So we had a little glitch there, and our apologies. That was an error on the third baseman. And now it's going to be Mario Ramos Jr., who's already pitched in this game and done a great job. A couple innings of shutout baseball for the young 22-year-old. So an error by the third baseman starts things off. Let's see if Ramos Jr. can start a rally here for Gary Firestone and his Waikiki Beach Boys. That's going to be strike 2 called. 2 pitches clearly out of the strike zone, so you know if you go up to the plate, it's tough. You're going to have to expand your strike zone 5 inches all the way around. Here's a ball slapped to the right side. The second baseman's there, and Ramos, who runs very quickly, almost beat it out. So that'll go 4-3, moving the runner into scoring position. I know Waikiki would love to get another insurance run. And next up is going to be Mario Sr. Mario Ramos Sr. And he tags this one back into left field, and this ball's going to drop in. I really thought Sebastian was going to come up with that ball, and I think he got a little fooled with his left fielder, and sliding safely into third base is Cedric Watson, who will be inducted into the Hall of Fame, and they got him. What a spectacular throw by Sebastian Collazo. And Watson is gunned down, and that is an 8-3 putout or an 8-5 putout. He'll go for a base hit for Mario Sr. And now Trey Jackson. And I think that one stung a little bit, and he's heading down to first base. That's like the 15th free pass issued in this game collectively by both teams. So you got runners at first and second now, 2 down in the inning, and Dan Flores at the plate. The pitch. And this one gets by the catcher, and now runners will move up 90 feet to second and third. Flores had a double RBI his first time up, and a ground ball to the shortstop, and the throw to first in time, and the Pirates come out of the inning unscathed. We go to the 7th inning stretch from Indian School Park in Scottsdale, Arizona. It's still 7-4 Waikiki.
8.
Top of the order for the Pirates, and a very busy young man here tonight, Sebastian Collazo, a walk in 3 tries, and he tries to bunt and comes up empty-handed. Torres Jr. doing, it looks like he's doing the catching. He's done a nice job back there behind the plate here tonight. Sebastian has also had an outfield assist and has pitched an inning. And you got the young guns going at it. Mario Ramos Jr., Sebastian Collazo. And he's walked for the second time in this game. Jay Pierce, the scheduled hitter, and he is up there again for the 4th time. Fastball high, ball 1. 3rd inning of work for Mario. Only the second pitcher used by Gary Firestone and Ced Watson over there in the dugout. The third base dugout occupied by the Waikiki Beach Boys. We're in the home half of the 7th inning. Waikiki up by 3. 7-4 is our score. Bottom of 7. Runner at first. And now command issues all of a sudden for Ramos Jr. See if he can clean this up a little bit. The pitch. And he left it high again, and the count is full. He might be kind of, nitpicking on his pitches a little bit here. Trying to be a little too fine. He ought to go right after this guy. And he does, and this ball is walloped in the left field, dropping in front of Trey Jackson for a base hit, and runners are at first and second. So he gave him kind of a fat pitch there on a 3-2. And now Hayes. And he goes after the first pitch, and it's a pop-up on the infield, and the second baseman, Flores, makes the catch, and a big first out. So, with first and second occupied, bottom half of the 7th, the cleanup hitter, Goswick, comes to the plate. Shane Goswick. Good pitch right there by Ramos. Now watch for him maybe to keep the ball down. He probably would like to try to get him to ground into a double play. That's a strike called. Quality pitch, high and away. And on the other side, Shane probably should try to maybe shoot one through the right side. Instead, he tries to pull it and crush it, and he comes up empty-handed. Strikeout number 4 for Mario Ramos Jr. 2 down in the inning. So after the first 2 reach, he has retired the last 2 hitters, and he's behind in the count to Nelson Cubano Jr. 1 ball, no strikes here in the bottom of the 7th. Pirates batting here and trailing 7-4. That's too high, and it's 2-0. 2 balls, no strikes. So you got a tough hitter. He had walked in a run in the first. He's hit into a fielder's choice and a swing and a miss. So he had the green light on a 2-0 pitch and came up empty-handed. Now the 2-1, and it's 3-1. Mario Ramos Jr. needing a strike and a line drive and out into left field, base hit. And let's see, Jackson holding the ball, but the run is going to score too much speed with Sebastian, and now it's 7-5. RBI single for Nelson Cubano Jr. Trace Wheeler, acting manager along with Gary Firestone, said over there in the dugout, the future Hall of Famer Ced Watson, and just giving him a little bit of advice. And it's one of those things that, you want to throw strikes, but if you're nitpicking at it, that could get you in a lot of trouble. Strike called on the first pitch to the Texas native, Brandon Goswick. Looking for his first hit. He had a sac fly in the first. 1 ball, 1 strike as Mario Ramos Jr. has given up a run here in the bottom of the 7th inning, and the Pirates down only by 2 now. Hit in the air, right field. That ball's going to be caught, and the inning is over. They get a run, leave 2, and we have played 7. We'll have more from Indian School Park in the 2024 Msbl World Series. Top of the 8th inning, Waikiki back at the plate, and they got a 7-5 lead. They relinquish a single run in the bottom half of the 7th inning. We go to the top of the 8th inning. And here's Marquez, and boys, he had a big day. He just got hit by a pitch, and he will head down to first base. A leadoff base runner here in the top of the 8th inning. Waikiki could use a couple of runs, a couple of insurance runs. A 2-run lead usually not safe. First pitch called strike. We do have an expanded strike zone by our home plate umpire. And here's the runner going down to second, and he's going to be in. The ball was thrown out into center field, and Waikiki has a runner at third base with nobody out. So a stolen base, that'll be a throwing error on the catcher. And now Escalante, he has been perfect at the plate. Double, single, single. He's got 2 runs and an RBI. That came on that RBI double back in the first. 7-5 Waikiki here in the top of the 8th. Runner at third, nobody out. Fly ball, out of play. RBI double in the first, single, single, 2 runs scored for Escalante, the cleanup hitter. Fly ball into center field. That was a sacrifice fly, and the run will score to make it 8-5 Waikiki. And Torres comes to the plate and hits one out into right center field. That's going to drop him for a hit. I know Gary Firestone over there, and coming out of the game is going to be Christian Cubano. And the 6th pitcher used here today by manager Bob Mealy is going to be Brandon Goswick. And here's the runner taking second base. And without a throw, he's been doing a lot of courtesy running out there, Javon Torres Jr., and he's caught the entire game for Gary Firestone. So the new pitcher is Brandon Goswick. And this is Escalante Sr., and a swing and a miss. He had a big, healthy cut at that one. Eight to 5 Waikiki. They bat here in the top of the 8th inning. 1 out and a runner at second base. And they could use another insurance run. Swing and a miss. That's a strikeout. And the runner stealing third. He's in, and he's going to score on the second throwing error by the Pirate catcher in this inning. So 2 runs have come across. 2 stolen bases for Javon Torres. It's a strikeout on Escalante. And now we've got another Escalante coming up for the second time. So 2 runs come across. And now Waikiki leads it by a score of 9-5. All right, our trivia question. Can you name the top 5 home run leaders in a career in Los Angeles Dodgers history? Nice looking swing there. Didn't have his head down. And he takes inside ball 4. So a good at bat by Escalante as he heads down to first base, and the next batter swings and hits one out in the left center field. That's a base hit. So the Beach Boys just continue to roll here. They have scored 2 times in the inning. That was a clean base hit off the bat of Escalante. Courtesy runner at first base is going to be Emilio Beniquez. Actually, that was him. I'm sorry, that was him at the plate. And now the batter swings and ropes one into right field, and that's going to be a base hit. They get the throw back in quickly. There's going to be a play at the plate, and the catcher is going to make the tag and out after the base hit by Finroar, and that'll retire the side. But they get 2. We go to the bottom of the 8th. All right, well, we go to the bottom of the 8th inning here, back here at Indian School Park in Scottsdale. Well, the Beach Boys have been thrown out stealing 3 times, and they've been thrown out at a base, second or third, on 2 occasions, or third and home on 2 occasions. Damian Duran, boy, he did not get cheated on that one. So another inning of work for Mario Ramos. He gave up a run in the last inning, but he's in his 4th inning of work, and he's in line for the victory. So the 5 top LA Dodger home run hitters all time, as the runner goes down to second, looked like they may have had him. So Damian Duran ends up at second base after drawing a walk. And the batter is Larry Goswick. Let's see. Got to make sure on this. There's just so many changes. As we play here in the bottom half of the 8th inning. A 9-5 lead for Waikiki. And that's another walk. And this, well, you look at the Brain Trust over there, and they're contemplating a change. And now Gary Firestone sneaks into the picture, and he's heading to the mound. We got a break in the action here. 9-5 in favor of the Waikiki Beach Boys over the Albuquerque Pirates. And we're going to see the 3rd pitcher used here today by the Beach Boys, Jose Lopez Jr. Jose Lopez Jr. will be the new pitcher. Bottom of the 8th inning. Pirates threatening with 1st and 2nd occupied and nobody out. So Lopez, the 3rd pitcher used here today, and he delivers a strike called. No balls and 1 strike. Christian Cabano. He's 0 for 2. He's 0 for 1. He struck out his last time up. I thought he was in the AB, and then Johnny Chavez was the first batter in this 10 spot. Here's a pop-up on the infield. And this ball will be taken care of by the 3rd baseman, and that is a huge, huge first out. So Frank taking care of business at the hot corner. Now you get a look at the first baseman is Jason Torres, 46 years young. Strike called. 0-1 on the next hitter, and this is Johnny Chavez. Chavez at the plate. Jose Lopez Jr. in relief of Mario Ramos Jr.
3.
Time called by the, looks like he might have had to borrow a helmet from the Waikiki Beach Boys. This is Cabano Sr. at the plate, and he finds right field. Boy, that ball had some eyes. Here comes the throw in, and the bases are loaded. Good piece of hitting. He just went with the pitch. Played a little pepper with the right side of the infield. And now Liam Pierce. And too much inside fastball on that one. The bases are loaded. So the tying run at the plate. And a fake throw down the 3rd. The one thing you don't want to do, and you got to be prudent in these situations, your catcher, you'd like to maybe pick that guy off of 3rd base. But remember, there's only 1 out, and you can't afford to throw one away and allow maybe 2 runs to score. Sometimes you have to pick your poison. And right now, Waikiki can afford to give up a run for an out. And this might score a run here, and it will. That's a base hit. One run will score. They'll go station to station. So Liam, in his third time up, gets a base hit RBI, and the Pirates have cut it to 9-6. And the bases are loaded.
Bases loaded.
So not out of the hot water yet here. That's the great thing about this game. I mean, you can sit here and 9-5 lead late in the game. You think you got it won, and a couple of base runners. You start the inning off with a couple of walks. And there's a fine line between, you want to get ahead in the count. And a lot of times hitters are going to take a pitch early in the count. But there's a fine line between nibbling. Yeah, swing and a miss, and boy, was that huge. That is an absolutely huge strikeout of Collazo. And now their catcher is at the plate, and he takes a fastball high, ball one. This is Josh Chavez. So the bases are loaded. And the tying run at first inside. Jose Lopez Jr. And a big swing and a miss on their catcher, who struggled a lot in that last inning, and that looks like a strike, and it is. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 9-6, Waikiki in the green and yellow uniforms, Pirates at the plate. Pirates trail by 3 in the 2-strike pitch. He struck him out swinging, and they'll step on the plate for the force out, and that is that. Albuquerque gets turned away in the bottom of the 8th inning. Outstanding job by relief pitcher Jose Lopez, and at the end of 8, it's a 9-6 lead for Waikiki. Hey, get a look at the defense of the Pirates. Top of the 9th inning, we gave you that trivia question. As Luis comes to the plate, it looks like he takes 1 ball, 1 strike. Luis Parra, and a pop-up on the infield. Who wants it? The pitcher calls for it. He drops the ball. He dropped the ball, and that'll go for an error against the pitcher. He was just, I don't know if it was nonchalant or the fact maybe he just simply did not judge the ball very well, and now it gets away from the catcher, and the runner moves up. Hey, right now, if you're Waikiki, you can't rest on your laurels. You need an extra run or 2 here. It's 9-6, a 3-run lead. Certainly is not safe. It feels comfortable, but it's not safe. Change up in there, and a good one for a called strike from Shane. Yeah, the top 5 home run leaders in LA Dodger history. How many did you get? Well, let's see. Number 5. Believe it or not, there was one guy on this list I knew number 1, who is Eric Karros, with 270 home runs. And that's going to be a strike call. Looked like ball 4. And that one behind him, he gets the walk anyway. So a base on balls puts first and second here. We're in the top of the 9th inning. Waikiki at the plate in the blue, or the green and yellow, and they lead it 9-6. And now Mario at the plate, and looks like a foul ball on the third base side. Eric Karros, number 1 on that list. I knew he was. Say, Garvey, I figured those guys out. Say with 228, Garvey 211. The last 2 I didn't get because I thought maybe Mike Piazza was on that list. This one gets away from the catcher, and now you got runners at second and third. So Waikiki second and third to start the top of the ninth inning, and they're looking good. They're in a good position right now. And here's a high fly ball out in the left field, and that ball is over the shortstop's head. They had a drawn-in infield, and the run will score. They get a huge insurance run. It's 10-6 Waikiki. RBI hit for Mario Sr. Runners are at first and third. We go back to the top of the order in Trey Jackson. So the last two, Matt Kemp, 203, and Max Muncy is already at 190. It seems like he just came into the league about 5 years ago, and I think he's played a little bit more than that. Trey Jackson looking for his first hit. He has been hit by a pitch twice and has walked, and he has popped up to the pitcher in 4 tries. See if he can pick up his first hit here against Shane Goswick from Indian School Park in Scottsdale. And a looper in the left field, and this ball is going to drop into left center field, a base hit. Another run is in. RBI single for Trey Jackson. It's 11-6 in favor of the Beach Boys. And Trey's going to get a glad hand from a multitude of his teammates, including the coaching staff led by Gary Firestone and Cedric Watson. Well, you get the feeling right now maybe the Pirates, they've just run out of gas here. Nothing going right for them. Here's Dan Flores batting, and a fly ball out in the right field, and this one is going to drop in somehow. And the throw to second base will not be in time, and Flores has a base hit, his second of the day. So 3 runs have come across, 2 on. And the talented center fielder, Francisco Marquez, RBI single in the first, hit by a batsman, hit batsman in the third, 2-run double in the fifth,
Second and third.
and he was hit by a pitch for the second time in the 8th. He has scored 3 runs. He has driven in 3. He's had 2 RBI at bats. Francisco Marquez. 3 runs have come across. 12-6 is a score, and he hits one hard. It took a bad hop, but Duran will throw him out. That was a fine play right there. So another run scores, and that is the 4th RBI for Marquez, and it's 13-6. And Escalante just got hit by a pitch. Boy, have you seen so many hit batsmen in a game? I think this is an MSBL record. Fly ball, left field, and it's going to be caught. Nice catch out there by Nelson, and another run scores. That's a sacrifice fly, and it is now 14-6 with Medrano at the plate. We're in the top of the 9th inning. 5 runs have come across, and things are looking awfully good for Gary Firestone's Waikiki Beach Boys. Frank has had a base hit. He's had a walk. 1 for 3. Did not offer at that last pitch. And that is ball 4. So things just continue to be good for the Beach Boys here in the top of the 9th inning. Here's Mario. He takes a strike. And a ground ball into left center field. That's another hit. This is going to plate another run, and it's 15-6. RBI single for Mario Medrano, his second RBI hit of the ball game. And a good job by Waikiki. They have scored 6 times here in the top of the 9th inning, and they lead it 15-6. So you talk about, what the doctor ordered. You wanted at least a couple of insurance runs, maybe have a 5-run lead. Now it's a 9-run lead. This one's pretty much in the can. And Jose Lopez goes down on strikes, and that'll retire the side. 6 big runs come across for Gary Firestone on the right there. And we go to the bottom of the 9th inning. Albuquerque down by 9 on the Arizona Play-by-Play Network. Back at first base, Mr. Torres, 46 years young. Frank Medrano at third. You see the shortstop. He's had a great game, Dan Flores. And 26 is now in the field. Well, Escalante is back in right, and Francisco Marquez still in center. Here's a high drive, and there is Escalante, and he made the catch without a problem. And there's one down here in the bottom of the 9th inning. So we go back to the top of the order for the Pirates, and Sebastian Collazo will be the hitter. Takes a strike. Emilio Benavides Jr., and that's strike 3 called. Good morning, good afternoon, good night is the new left fielder. The center fielder is now the pitcher, and that is Francisco Marquez. 2 down in the inning. Jay Pierce trying to pick up his second hit. He found his way on base 3 of the 4 times via the walk. He had walks in his first 2 plate appearances and a single his last time up in the 7th. He's 1 for 2 with 2 walks and a run scored. Good pitch. Well, player of the game, he might be right here on the mound. And here's a ball hit towards shortstop. He charges, he throws, and the ball game is over. Dan Flores throwing out the second place hitter in the Albuquerque Pirate lineup, and 15-6 is our score here from Indian School Park. And the winning pitcher is Mario Ramos Jr. He did an outstanding job, gave up just 1 run in 4 innings of relief. And a lot of stars in this game. I would have to say Francisco might be my player of the game. He had 4 RBIs, a shutout inning to close it out. And our final score here, 15-6. Jeff Lowry saying so long and thanks for joining us.